Hi guys, Harry and Hugo here, talking to you today about progression in lockdown. Now, we've been in lockdown for quite a while now, and we've been having a lot of conversations with people along the lines of how they can still achieve their goals or make progress in this situation. So today, in the concept of progression and not perfection, we're going to be talking to you guys a little bit about what people thought they would do, what the perfect approach to lockdown would have been, where most people have found themselves to be, and we're going to give you some practical tips and advice to help you get from A towards B, making progress but not going for perfection. So, Hugo, perfection, what was if you could have designed a dream lockdown situation, what would you have set up?
Yeah, well, I think for me, like many people I'd imagine, it would have been like training on point, food on point, like no takeaways, no bad food, everything cooked fresh, all calories counted, like going on runs, hitting my home workouts every day. But it's not how it goes all the time, is it? So
no, it's not. So I mean, everybody had this concept, I feel, that they had so much time that they wanted to do things like that, which is a run every day, train every day, eat perfectly, maybe even start new hobbies.
Yeah.
We all thought we'd have loads of time, and I don't know about you guys, but especially what we found is that it doesn't feel like you actually have that many hours in the day.
No.
So I guess that brings us nicely onto what most people have actually experienced.
Yeah.
Without guilt shaming anybody, I'll talk. One of my biggest problems has been the sleep side of things. So my sleep pattern has just shifted later and later and later as lockdown started.
Yeah.
So we're sort of going to bed at 2, 3 in the morning, waking up at 10 or 11 in the morning. Mm-hmm. And that just makes for a very, very unproductive day. You can't get a whole lot of movement going on in the day when you wake up that late.
But it's just also from like a work aspect, like you're not really doing anything after 9 for work, so then like 9 till 2 in the morning you're not doing it, you're actually losing productive hours, so you actually got less hours in your day to do stuff.
Yeah, really. Because those morning hours tend to be more productive than the evening ones. So you could, I don't know about everybody else, but I'm sure a lot of you can sympathise that the days have gone quickly, especially if you find yourself getting up later in the morning. A lot of people that we spoke to as well found that training from home has been exceptionally difficult. And my take on this one is that the home environment doesn't always feel like conducive to training. It's where you go to relax, it's where you have dinner, you may be looking after your kids. It's not often where you go to train.
No, it's tough to switch your mindset to train at home.
Exactly.
It's different.
Exactly, it's a difficult switch, and I think a lot of people have struggled with that.
Yeah. And especially like if you're training in your living room, your TV's right there, like Netflix is on it, like you've got all the series that have been released, like it just they take up so much time as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Netflix has been a killer for people's productivity. They released The Last Dance.
Great.
What terrible timing that was, but how good has that been? I think the streaming services, Disney Plus got released.
Yeah.
So people have been just watching TV. That's been a big distraction. Another topic that we have to touch on, of course, is the food. At the start, takeaways and other eating establishments were closed. So I think people's consumption of takeouts, fast foods, obviously dropped because you couldn't access them. However, as lockdown's gone on, different food establishments have started opening up to allow for takeaways and collection. So now we're looking at people hunting for those comfort foods, those convenience foods, to try and make themselves feel better when dealing with the stresses of lockdown. However, it's a good opportunity to use lockdown and the lack of food availability to actually create some food control from supermarkets. But we'll come on to that in a moment. In fact, let's go for it now.
Okay.
Let's go for it now. So if we're saying that most people have found it tough to train, tough to get their food calculated properly, to make smart food choices, and they've found it difficult to create time.
Yeah.
How do we get from those problems towards that ideal and make some actual progression? So a tip from you, Hugo, because you've been on our home workouts, How are people going to improve their training? What would a few steps be to make sure that they can do some sort of workout?
Well, yeah, a few tips for me. It'd be like, go onto YouTube, try and find some home workouts. There are some good ones there. You have to sift through some ones that are a bit ropey, but you will find some good workouts through there. We did our ISOFIT program. That's still live, so you can still join that. As well, just picking time. So if you've gone from doing nothing, just pick a time of day where you go for a 20-minute walk, a 10-minute walk, just to start building those habits and that timing where you're doing activity. And you could even section off an area in your house that is devoted to where you work out, and then that kind of helps with the situation where with your mindset to have an area to train.
Yeah, those are some solid tips. That's all the stuff I was thinking as well. But the key is to take it steady and set the expectations at an achievable level. So it might not be that you can train every day with a perfect workout. There's 10-minute mobility workouts, there's 20-minute high intensity workouts. There's different options that you can use just to get a very time efficient short burst in. And like Hugo said, once that habit's there, then you can build on that. I'll take the food one. Yeah. So if you're looking to improve your food consumption, this boils down to creating time and creating awareness. So first of all, you need to look at your consumption habits in lockdown. They're most likely different from what they were before lockdown. So work out what the triggers are. You know, you might put The Last Dance on and then go to the fridge and grab a couple of beers, a bag of crisps, and go watch your favourite show. And those behaviours are all linked. So you need to at some point break the cycle. Either don't buy in the beers or buy a light calorie beer like a Bud Light. Don't buy in the crisps or buy like a vegetable crisp alternative that's lower in calories. Maybe save The Last Dance to watch it at a time where it's not the evening and you're not going to grab a beer. Maybe enjoy The Last Dance on a lunchtime in your lunch break so that you're not drinking beer. Well, to be fair, if you're working from home, you can probably drink beer and work from home. But these are just a few ways that we've got that awareness and control over our consumption. But this is going to be boiled down to a very individual level. So just take a look at your week and evaluate ways that you can make good alternatives and substitutions.
And to round this all up, we are not looking for perfection. During this time, it is immensely hard to even get progression. So if we can just, if you imagine it's a scale, you just want the activity level to just be slightly above the amount you're watching Netflix, sitting, eating snacks, and eventually you'll just trend upwards and you'll go in the right direction.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. That sums it up really nicely. Progression's hard right now, but there are ways that we can do it. So just have a look at those easy, simple ways to make slight adjustments. Don't feel the pressure to reach perfection.